available in high definition.
For the third time this year, Don Thompson Jr. in the home hardware Chevy will be on pole position. He'll be followed into corner number 1 here at St.Eustache by 4 Dodges. Lots of horsepower headed up front. It'll be the short track race of the year in Quebec.
As the Tour heads to the Autodrome St.Eustache, all the talk has been about the 22 of Scott Steckley. 2 wins and a 4th place finish as this soft-spoken man roaring to the top of the charts. The quiet town of St.Eustache is ready to explode with the province's racing heroes returning to their Autodrome. ACT champ Patrick Leperle, champ car, now NASCAR racer Alex Tagliani, Andre Corsol, motorcyclist Miguel Duhamel, and NASCAR champ Andrew Ranger have come to St.Eustache to wave the flag and tear up some tarmac. This is round 4 of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. From the Autodrome St.Eustache, it's the Kodak 250 on TSN. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a jam-packed speedway. I'm Dave Bradley. Alongside me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. Billy, this little speedway just north of Montreal is bursting at the seams with excitement.
Well, Dave, the who's who of Quebec racing is here tonight. The only guy missing is Jacques Villeneuve. The new owners have done a great job preparing this facility, and what a tremendous job marketing it.
Well, Alain Labrosse and his team have been working on this race for months, and it shows here tonight with this great crowd on hand. All the stands are jam-packed and have been since about 12:30 today. J.R. Fitzpatrick all ready to go, and earlier in the day, his teammate, Don Thompson Jr., once again stole the show in time trials.
Well, Don Thompson Jr. now has 3 poles in 4 races. But Dave, remember, he's always been fast at this racetrack, and he's a proven winner.
Well, the Hamilton native has circled this flat 0.4 of a mile oval in a time of 17.219 seconds.
Well, Dave, looks like a development on the grid. That's Greg Gibson, crew chief on the 22. He's had his head inside that race car talking to his driver.
Could definitely be some trouble there as the Dodge Caliber SRT4 leads this field into the Kodak 250. We'll take a look at the complete Duplicolor starting grid. Mark Dilley on the outside of row number 1. Of course, Don Thompson Jr. with the pole. Row number 2 is Ron Beauchamp Jr. Great qualifying effort for the 60 team, and DJ Kennington in the 17. Jason Hathaway and Kerry Mix in the 02 make up row number 3. And we'll take a look back to row number 4. There's Scott Steckley, and Todd down in the pits telling us Scott may have a small oil leak on his Dodge, so the crew definitely have to look at that. Anthony Simone and Peter Gibbons make up row number 5. Then the last year's champ Andrew Ranger in the 27, Brad Graham in the 19 in row number 6. John Gott in the 12 and Doug Brown in the 10 are in row number 7. And we'll look back into row number 8, Derek Lynch in the 77. There's Alex Tagliani in the 7. Row number 9 has Patrick Leperle in the 91, Dave Whitlock in the 39.
Tell me right now. Okay, get in here. Get your window.
That's Greg Gibson, the crew chief, telling Scott Steckley to get that car on pit road. I've been listening to it. The oil pressure line is leaking. They're going to put a number 3 block in it to stop the oil leak inside the car. Watch the 22 come to pit road and go to work.
And he has come down pit road now. The 22 of Scott Steckley, the leader in the championship, comes down to his pit stall. And Billy, how quickly can they get this fixed?
Well, Greg's going to go in through the window. He's got to stay calm. He helped build this car. He knows exactly what he's going after. It's a matter of taking the line off with the motor not running, no oil running on him, inserting a plug, tighten it back up, wire tie it up out of the way, and clean up some oil on the floor, obviously, because we don't want oil on Scott's shoes or the pedals. And if they left it alone, the motor would have run out of oil.
So as work continues on pit road, we'll take a look at tonight's Allied Steel Buildings race analysis. Going to race 100 miles. That's a total of 250 laps. The track about 4/10 of a mile. Pit window tonight, 100 to 125 laps, and a beautiful night for racing, 25 degrees and sunny.
The 22 car repairs are complete. Back out on the racetrack, but Dave, he will start shotgun on the field.
And at least he is starting. Starting in the 23rd position, there's a good look at Miguel Duhamel. He has 86 AMA motorcycle career victories. He's the winningest driver in motorcycle or AMA motorcycle history. NASCAR approved his license this week. He's in the 8 Monte Carlo that was previously owned by Andre Corsol.
Well, McGill ran 1 race with us last year, but that was on the road course at Mossport.
So the cars double up for the start of tonight's race. Slowly working through corner number 4. Sean Gibbs with a green flag in hand and waves. And we're underway in the Kodak 250.
Down into very flat turn 1. Don Thompson Jr. on the preferred line, which is the bottom here at St.Eustache.
You saw Scott Steckley up on the outside, picking up 1 spot already as he heads into turn number 1, but now it's Mark Dilley applying the pressure to Don Thompson Jr. as we look to complete lap number 1.
Down the front stretch for the first time, you see the drag strip marks there. A lot of traction compound down that front stretch. It'll help these race cars later in the night.
Jason Hathaway side by side with DJ Kennington. There you see the battle there. Billy, how hard is it to go side by side here in a flat track such as St. Eustache?
Well, you really got to trust the man inside, that's for sure, because the racetrack is so hard to get the car to turn in the middle because it's so flat. We'll keep talking about this flat racetrack all night long.
Battle for fourth spot as the top three open up a bit of a gap, and they all chase the four of Don Thompson Jr. Now DJ Kennington powers around the outside. Looks like Kennington's going to take over top spot as they head down the front chute.
Well, DJ Kennington, no stranger to this place as well. He's had a lot of success here in a couple different styles of cars.
So Kennington settles the Castrol Dodge into fourth spot and tries to close that gap back up to the top three. Mark Dilley searching for a new line, looking for a way to get a run on that Home Hardware Chevy of Don Thompson Jr.
We listen to that Dodge horsepower chasing that little Chevy up front. That's Mark Dilley. Pretty quiet hands again this week. That car's handling well.
And Mark Dilley didn't have a bad race last time out. In trouble on the interstate. Batteries number 18 of Kent Noon as he pulls it behind the wall early on in the race.
Well, Dave, this is the first race out for the Pontiac, and they're having mechanical woes early here at St. Eustache.
Well, they'll try and get it figured out as laps continue to click down. There he is, Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the Mopar Dodge. So number 60 currently running in third. Some tough luck for that team early on this season. Looks as though they're having a pretty good run here in the early going in the Kodak 250. Anthony Simone and Andrew Ranger, and Ranger gives him a little room.
Oh, 84 around backwards.
The 84, J.R. Fitzpatrick, and more cars pile up in corner number 4 as they won't to miss Alex Tagliani. There's Patrick LaPearl in the 91, but heavy fiberglass damage on the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Dave, I was so fixated watching the 27 put the iron to the 95, I didn't even see JR spin around, but there's the replay. The one gets into him, and around he goes, bam, into the wall backward.
And that's a pretty hard hit for a tight track like St. Eustache as J.R. Fitzpatrick pulls down pit lane and taunts there.
The fiberglass bodywork dangling from the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. The officials making him get lined up in his pit box before the work commences. The fiberglass is just one problem, guys. The refueling hose is the other. That could be an issue later on in this race. Much more of the Kodak 250 from St. Eustache when we come back.